Hey, are you ready for day number 12 of 30 Days of Sketches? I'm so excited. So we have moved on to Sketch Savvy, if you haven't noticed from yesterday. And I am very excited about this sketch because it is going to challenge me to literally use every piece of pattern paper from the Heart Day collection from Crate Paper, that's last year's Valentine's Day collection, on this layout. I'm so proud of myself. So what I just did is I went ahead and decided to just cut strips, and I think they're about maybe 3/4 of an inch. They're not quite an inch, and they're they're probably 3/4 of an inch, maybe a half an inch. But I'm just cutting strips, and I tried to do like when it was something like this where you could see all the different colors. I tried to make sure that I did it so you could actually see all of the colors. So it was on the horizontal it was a vertical strip instead of a horizontal strip, if that makes sense. And then things like the cupcakes, I did make the cupcake one a little bit larger so you could actually see that it was cupcakes and stuff like that. So I was trying to be smart in my cutting. But that's all I did. I literally just went through the whole entire 6x6 pad, cut a strip of all of it, and then I'm going to go ahead and take this beautiful Vicky Boutin, this is mixed media paper. It was a Christmas present, and I also received the Prima Tropical color watercolors with this. And I am going to just play. You'll see that in a couple minutes, because first I have to go ahead and get these all lined up. Kind of the way of the sketches. I'm not following it like how they lined up the paper strips to my sketch like that. Like that would take way too much time. And I probably have more strips than they have. And I just didn't pay that much attention. But I did try to make sure that they're off center of each other. And of course, these are still at their 6 inch length, and so I need to trim them. So I like the ripped look, even though I now have a cutter and I really love having a trimmer again, I still love the ripped look. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip all of them as I'm spacing them out. I just feel like it just gives it a different texture and a feel, and this is supposed to be, especially when I'm scrapping about my kids, I want it to have that little bit of a whimsy feel to it, because it's just what it needs to be. So I have it lined up. I really tried hard to make sure I have 3 black strips, and I really didn't want them to be side by side. So that was that, and making sure that I didn't have dark pink next to dark pink was kind of my only thing I really worried about. Other than that, I didn't care how it went into place. I just wanted it to work. So I'm going to go ahead, and I was thinking that cling wrap, which is sticky, would cling to my paper and lift it all up without me having to worry about it. But you know what? That didn't work. I think what I was thinking of is the cling wrap that has that little bit of a stickiness to it, so it clings to bowls. I think if I have that, if I went and bought that, it might work, because just regular cling wrap doesn't work. So don't be silly. Don't do that. It doesn't work. And here we go. So these beautiful colors. So I had never touched them before. I didn't know how they came. I had to literally unwrap every single one. I just did the top line to play with at first, because I knew this was going to be more of a tealy, greeny, bluey color, so I didn't really need those bottom colors anyways. And I'm just playing. And let me tell you, I haven't used marshmallow paper, so I don't know what that's like. That's the basil kind of mixed media form. But this paper, I loved it. It's meant for watercolors and doing stuff like this. And so it went on so smoothly, and it just dries beautifully. And it was so much fun to play with. And it's thick, you guys. Like, think of Cartabella and like taping 2 sheets of Cartabella paper together. Like, that's how thick it is. It is absolutely fantastic paper. You only get 12 sheets to a paper pad, so cost efficiency probably not so much, but if you do mixed media in small amounts where not every layout needs it, I would recommend looking into it, because I really love it. Like I said, I haven't tried marshmallow paper, so this is my only experience with mixed media paper, but I was super happy with it. And you can see I'm just playing. I really just wanted it to be, I know this looks really messy, but I really just wanted it so that when I laid all my paper strips, why do I keep calling it scraps? Oh, Christy. Strips back onto the pattern paper, it would it would look, okay, how pretty is that? Don't you just want to take a picture of that? And so I'm going to go ahead and I lay it all back down. And yes, it was time consuming, but it was so worth it. And like I said, it was worth it. And the only thing that I really tried to do that I really liked was that very top corner. I tried to match it with two smaller bits, and then that little skinny red piece that you can see at the top. I really wanted that at the top so it had a nice little definition, because my photo will be right underneath that. And that was the only thing I really paid attention to besides that black and white thing that I was telling you about, making sure that the black was spaced perfectly. So there you have it. I did do some stitching. I just wasn't sure how well it would all stay. I know glue is glue, it's going to hold, but I just wanted that little extra assurance, and you can't really see it, but it's there, and I really I like that little added touch. I'm now trying to figure out if I want to back my pattern paper, back it with pattern paper for like a 1/2 inch border, or what I wanted to do. And I came across this. This is all from the Hard Day collection. And I really love the little strips and everything. And it's like the complete opposite of what I did. And I'm just going to use that as a tiny, tiny, tiny little added accent to add to my paper. And I am going to put it off to that side. And I really love that. It kind of helps just balance and hold everything together. And it's like an ending point saying, yep, this is where the layout ends. Go back and look at the photo. And I really, really love that. And then I go ahead and I'm going to fussy cut out some of the florals because I want to kind of cut them. I cannot talk today. Tuck them underneath my photos. I'm going to use 2 photos that you'll see in a minute. And I just wanted them to be tucked in so that they would form my visual triangle, because we all know if there's not a visual triangle, this is not a Chrissy's Beautiful Life layout. And so I went ahead and did that. And there are my 2 photos. Aren't they fun? So one of them is me cuddling with Jackson. Jackson's watching TV. That was right before his bed. And the other one was earlier during that day of Nora just having a little nap on me. So Nora's probably 2 months old. She's still pretty little in these photos. So probably April or May-ish. And so that was when, she actually slept. It was lovely. But I love these photos. My kids they're still little, so I still get to have this time with them. And I know it will go away way too soon. So I try to soak it all in and document it, because I know it's going to go away. And I'm going to want to go back to those layouts and be like, oh, when they were little and sweet. So that's why I decided I had to get these scrapped. I also really loved how that one of them is black and white and one of them is colored. I really like that kind of contrast. I thought that was really fun and playful. And I just happened to luck out with the fact that the one that I needed to be that placed onto my pattern paper strips was the black and white one, because that really helps pop that photo off. And then your eye leads into the color one with Nora. But the one of Jackson is still present and prevalent on it as well. Okay, enough rambling. The last little bit that I'm going to do with pattern paper, and it was my last touch, was I do it's a 3 border. So I kind of butt the left side of the paper to the side, and then it just does so that there's black around 3 sides. And I love it. I think it's fun. It definitely helps, like I said, ground and kind of hones in onto the layout without it feeling like it's all flying away. I title this Mama Bear Cuddles. I just like it. I really love that title. I think it was fun and playful. I'm trying to get back to my titles. I am kind of known for making really big and fun and playful titles, and I kind of went away from that last year, and I want to bring it back. So I'm trying to so slowly come back with unique title ideas, and I thought this one was a good one. And then I went through I have little, like, I think you're supposed to hold photos in it, but I just hold my embellishments sorted by color. And I just went through 2 of my colors and grabbed a few different things. I did make sure to add, you'd be proud of me, I added a button and a brad for some circular elements, and I love that. I think it was the perfect finishing touch there. And then my journaling will go on that teal strip, just talking about how I love these moments and I know they're going to go away all too soon. And you guys, that does it for this layout. I love it. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I thought this was going to be a challenge, but it didn't end up being, so that was lovely. There is a look at my final take. Be sure to go check out Lisa's, and I will see you again tomorrow for day number 13. Bye.